Welcome back from that ad break. Of course, you're still tuned into EKSE, the biggest, fattest, most hip and happening show in the mother city. Of course, my name is Kim Blanchet, and today we are on the yellow couches with Jessica from 71.4. So if you are enjoying the show, please give us a call on 021 448 0448, or on Twitter, we are EKSE_live. On Facebook, we are EKSE on Cape Town TV. Jessica, welcome to EKSE.
Thanks very much for having me.
So Jessica, what is 71.4? Because at first I thought it was a radio station, but please tell me more about this project.
Sure. So 71.4 is actually, we're a research and data consultancy. We're a Cape Town-based consultancy. And really our aim is to do research around or to help build the socioeconomic profile and of households in South Africa. So our work very much focuses on topics such as affordable housing, access to financial services, education, and so on. So we're not a radio station, but yeah.
And what is your role in 71.4?
Sure. So I'm a senior research analyst there. I've been with the company or the team. We're a fairly new company or brand, but as a team we've been working together for going on 6 and more years. So we're quite an established team, and so as I said, I'm a senior research analyst there.
And which areas do you work in, and how do you select these areas?
Sure. So within South Africa, we work across the country, but the particular project we're going to be focusing on today is a project that we're running in Khayelitsha, Makaza in particular. And it's quite random how we happen to choose that area for our research study. It's basically an area where we managed to find a space to open up an office. So it's as random as that. But beyond Khayelitsha, South Africa, we work across the continent. So we've done a lot of work in Rwanda recently, Nigeria, Kenya, Tanzania. So we work across the continent and also across the country.
So explain to me what you mean by the word work, because I hear the word research, so there's research that goes into this, but what is the work? What does that actually entail?
Sure. So as I mentioned, we're primarily a research consultancy. So our work is research work. So we get commissioned to conduct research studies on behalf of various entities, so organizations like the World Bank. We do work for government here in South Africa, for regulators. So we've done some work for the regulator in Rwanda. So our research work involves both primary data collection, so like the work that we've done in Khayelitsha, so actually collecting data from households or individuals, or looking at existing data sources, so analyzing existing surveys, or even transactions data, so trying to understand the trends and behavior of individuals with regards to things like their financial behavior. And we use that research to help inform and guide policy, and help even private sector clients understand their customers and their markets better.
And how do you help people regularize their ownership and secure access to title deeds?
Sure. So that project that you're referring to there is it's actually an action research project that we've set up in 2018. So it's been going on for almost 2 years now. And the project is called the Transaction Support Center. So it's a physical advice office that we set up in Makaza, Khayelitsha, with the purpose of trying to help people access secure tenure for their properties. So through the research that we've done in the affordable housing market in South Africa and across the continent, we were very aware that there are many problems that low-income homeowners have, and some of these problems involve either not having a title deed or having something that we call a cloudy title deed. So perhaps the title is not in their name. And that may be for many reasons, including an informal cash sale, or perhaps a property owner died and the proper process wasn't followed to actually change the title deed into their heir's name. So we set up this physical office in Khayelitsha, and it's essentially Yeah, so we provide hands-on assistance and advice to help people regularize their title deeds. So whether that is in the case of an informal cash sale, we try contact the original seller and help the two parties sign a formal sale agreement. And this could be years after the actual sale took place. So we help them sign a formal sales agreement, and then we work with some partner conveyancers who then actually register the transaction formally and legally. And with regards to deceased estates, we help the heirs of the deceased property owner. We really walk them through the entire process of reporting the estate and doing all the documents that they need to do to get that property formally transferred into their name.
Wow.
And sometimes it's as simple as helping someone follow up on a title deed that they've never actually received from the lawyers or from the government. So it's us physically phoning people, driving to offices, picking up title deeds on behalf of people, because we recognize that it's really difficult for some of these lower income property owners to know who to speak to, who to call, who to follow up on with some of these issues.
Yeah, and my next question would be then, why is it important for these title deeds to actually have owners and actually have people who they belong to? Because what is the downside of not having this?
Sure. So a title deed is absolutely critical when it comes to home ownership. You can't legally sell a property without the title deed being in your name. So it's really important in terms of just making sure that that asset, that home that someone owns, can be traded formally and legally. And obviously with that, it comes, making sure that that asset performs effectively so people can realize the proper value of that property when they want to sell it. So it's really important from that perspective. And also your title deed is the legal document that you can use to secure your ownership. So no one can come to you and say, this is my house, get out, if you have the title deed in your name.
Yeah.
So it's really important just in terms of giving people the safety and the security and the peace of mind that their property that they're living in, investing in, is theirs, and really no one can take it away, certainly not legally or easily.
And do you guys have any connections with RDP Housing? Like, is that also something that you're looking into?
Absolutely. So most of the properties that we deal with in this project are RDP properties, because the government is obviously the major provider of lower income properties.
Yeah.
So it's very rare to find a property that's been built by a private developer for under 400 or so thousand rand, whereas RDP properties are typically sold on the market for about 200 to 300,000 rand. And I'm talking about here in Khayelitsha. So yes, primarily the properties that we're dealing with are RDP properties, and a major problem with RDP properties is the government title deed backlog. So that's another one of the key reasons why we've kind of entered this space, is just to help gather evidence to understand exactly why there is such a huge title deed backlog when it comes to government subsidized housing, and what can we do to reduce this backlog, because it's causing massive issues. Entire developments of 200 to 300 properties in Khayelitsha, in Makaza specifically, are without title deeds. And that really creates a lot of instability in the area. It means that entire neighborhood can't develop effectively. So it's a massive problem that we're trying to make some small difference in.
Now, of course, the Greater South Africa, if they do need your help, where can they contact you? Where can they contact 71.4?
Sure, absolutely. So if anyone has a property-related issue that they would like help with, I'd recommend that they email my colleague Masi, that's MASI, at titledeed.org.za. Or alternatively, if you're just more interested in the work that 71.4 is doing and in the Transaction Support Center, please visit our website at www.71.4.com.
Well, Jessica, thank you so much for your time and thank you for chatting to us. And thank you for the amazing work you are doing for the people of Khayelitsha and through the Transaction Support Center.
Thank you so much for having me. It was really great to chat about the work that we're doing.
Cool, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this interview. Right now, we're going to take a quick breather. Please don't go away.